The locked room. When I was 14, I lived with my parents and older sister in a two-story house at the edge of town. It wasn't isolated, we had neighbors on both sides, but the backyard opened into a patch of woods that always felt eerie after dark. One Friday night, my parents decided to go out for dinner. They left around 7 p.m., telling me and my sister to lock up, order pizza if we wanted, and not to open the door for strangers. Typical parent stuff. By 9, the house was quiet. My sister was scrolling on her laptop while I sat in the living room playing a game on my phone. That's when we both heard it, the unmistakable slam of the back door. We froze. My sister looked at me wide-eyed. "Did you lock it?" she whispered. "I thought you did," I whispered back. The air went heavy. Slowly, we both stood up, straining to listen. At first, there was only silence. Then came the sound of footsteps, slow, deliberate, heavy. They echoed against the tile floor of the kitchen and then moved into the hallway. Someone was inside. My sister grabbed my wrist and pulled me upstairs. We rushed into her bedroom and locked the door, our hearts pounding. She fumbled for her phone and dialed 911 with shaking hands. I pressed my ear to the door. The footsteps grew louder, climbing the staircase one creak at a time. My chest tightened with each sound. Whoever it was, they weren't rushing. They were taking their time, almost like they wanted us to know they were there. We sat in silence, hardly breathing, until the footsteps stopped. Right outside the bedroom, the doorknob turned slowly, clicking against the lock. My sister muffled a sob. After a moment, the rattling stopped. Then came silence. We stayed like that for what felt like hours. Finally, we heard the faint wail of police sirens in the distance. Relief washed over me until I noticed something. A shadow moved under the door. Not pacing, not leaving, just standing there. I don't know how long it lasted, but eventually the sound of officers shouting broke the stillness. Heavy boots stormed the hallway. When they opened the bedroom, we spilled out, shaking, trying to explain what happened. They searched the entire house. The back door had been forced open with some kind of tool. Muddy boot prints tracked across the floor. But the house was empty. Whoever had been there was gone. That should have been the end of it. But as the officers were wrapping up, one of them noticed something taped to the outside of my sister's bedroom door. It was a piece of paper, ripped from a notebook. Written in messy, smudged handwriting were 5 words that I'll never forget. "Next time, I'll get in." The officers took the note as evidence, promising to increase patrols in our neighborhood. But that night, when my parents came home and the house finally emptied of police, I couldn't shake the image of that shadow under the door, just standing there, waiting. For weeks, I barely slept. Every creak of the house made me jump. I started keeping a baseball bat under my bed. My sister refused to stay in her room alone, moving into mine instead. We never found out who broke in. No arrests were made. But a few months later, a neighbor reported seeing a tall man standing at the edge of the woods behind our houses, just watching. By the time anyone went to check, he was gone. Even now, years later, whenever I hear an unexpected knock or a door creak in the night, I feel that same icy fear crawl up my spine. Because whoever he was, I know he meant those words.